Hey, what is up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video, Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and talking about the girl Howler, seeing that she's going to be the next character in line for Mont. Now, the main reason that I ended up bringing this up is because a couple people who are of the Mont Lover Society decided to get in contact with me, and they were like, hey, listen, we know that you know a little bit about the next character that's happening, who is supposed to be good with Mont, but how good are we talking? So obviously I decided to go ahead and get out this video here for a lot of you guys, and yes, this is a pre-recorded video, so you guys should probably see it on Monday while I'll be at school. So hopefully this is helpful for a lot of you guys. If you do like it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as per usual, be sure to show some love. It really does help us out a lot. We're trying to hit 20k before my birthday, which is April 18th, so all the help means a lot to me. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So for the character that we are going to be talking about today here, you guys already know the name because I already stated it, and that is going to be the girl Howler. Now, she is one of the few characters that honestly, when she came out just like Mont, she had an animated trailer that was freaking stunning. And honestly, this character caught my heart immediately, seeing that not only was she just freaking awesome inside this trailer, but she was goofy, and I really did like to see the new OCs really getting a little bit of light shine on them. So this character, without a doubt, has a bunch of things inside of her kit that I do feel like, honestly, she's pretty darn good. But for the Mont Society and the Mont lovers out there, she definitely makes herself really useful. She's one of the few debuffers that I will say that is very versatile. And what I mean by that is this character doesn't only work as just a AoE debuffer. No, she actually works in two different ways, being a single target debuffer and an AoE debuffer. And it all stems down to what skill you decide to use first, being either the skill 1, which can end up leading you to an AoE debuff, or being the skill 2, which can lead you to a single target debuff. So this character, although she isn't as good as some of the other debuffers now that we have in TW, such as like Katayama or Matoi, she still is very versatile, and this is why a reason that a lot of you guys are going to want to summon for her, or either just have her on your account. Now, the reason that my Mont enjoyers are going to want her the most is because this character actually does provide a very good function for Mont in general. So if we go ahead and take a good look at the website lafel.net, you guys already knew exactly what I was going to say on this one here, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom on in here so you guys can actually see everything immediately. Let's check out the fire section, and immediately we can see that Howler herself is already here. Now, the things that she is obviously going to be good at is going to easily be defense reduction and keeping down healing reduction, as we see in the pros. But the bad part about this character is there are better characters. One, okay, she is pretty decent, but compared to the other debuffers, her versatility is okay, but there are always stronger ones. And what we mean by this is just between like McCoy and them, obviously she's going to be kind of outshined. But the reason that we want her is because she actually is able to do one vital thing that is very helpful for our Mont, and that's going to be increasing follow-up damage. Well, we already know that with Mont, if we're going ahead and actually dealing majority of her damage, it's not going to come down from at least her skill 3 or her skill 1. No, those are just mainly setups, while majority of Mont's DPS comes from her follow-up damage. Well, thankfully, with Howler, we are able to get this lovely thing on off with Go-Go Wolf of Rue here, where she's able to increase the follow-up damage taken. Now, the way we're able to go ahead and do this is by getting Furious Pursuit, and this is going to allow you not only to deal just way more fire damage in general, which is the main reason that a lot of people are looking for it. So like characters such as Makoto Yuki here are able to get it, but it's also mainly because of the increased follow-up damage taken. Now, the only way you get this fiery pursuit is by doing this move, which is Intimidate Baddie here. And what this does, it does a single target defense decrease, and this will end up immediately scaling off her AHR and allowing you to slowly go into this extra function on your skill 3. The extra function will always be based off of using whichever the skill 1 or skill 2 you end up using first. So if you use skill 1, it's never going to give you this bottom one such as Furious Pursuit. You would only get the Warm Welcome, which is totally different of an effect rather than the bottom one. While Intimidate Baddie here will always give you this bottom one that you're looking for. Now, since of course our lovely Mont does need that follow-up attack here, she is definitely going to want to have a Howler next to her side, which is going to be a good thing to do. The only bad part about this, if we go ahead and take a look at a couple of Mont's teams here, although Howler is very useful, we can obviously see there's other characters now that can be used. The main reason that I say this is because Justine and Caroline is one of those few characters that now have kind of made their way into the scene that make it a little bit iffy on who you really want to use alongside her. Now granted, they're usually going to be in a buffer standpoint, which is why they're sitting here mainly as a buffer in replacement of Leon, but you can also use them as a debuffer. But I would say to a lot of you guys, they're not going to be better than Howler, and the main reason for this is because one, they're not helping out that follow-up attack that you need, and two, their debuff is actually weaker than Vino's by a lot here. So the single target debuff that we're actually getting off for them, or the AoE debuff that we're getting off for them, isn't going to be all too helpful when it is in comparison of Howler. As we can see, there's also two separate teams that Howler is going to end up fitting in for Mont's whole team composition itself. So she is a pretty darn good unit. The only problem is, of course, later down the line, you're probably going to end up swapping her out later down the line because honestly, there are just better defenders. I mean, debuffers themselves. So I mean, you can do whatever you want with this. But so a lot of you guys, if you are going to be getting the most out of your Mont here and you really want to make sure that that follow-up damage is hitting as hard as possible, I would tell a lot of you guys to invest as much as possible into Howler. To many people's extent, yes, she is a standard character, which is a little bit of a problem for many people, seeing that eventually she will be released out of the standard jail lane. But honestly, I don't think it's anything that many of us have to worry about right now because it's going to take ages for her to come out. So if you do want to summon for her, you very well can. So she does have a lot of pros about her, but what are the main cons? Other than that, she of course is out just debuffed by a couple other debuffers. The main issue with this is she's getting lined up immediately with another character that is also insanely good back to back. And one of these characters is immediately going to be Kazumi. Many of us do know that when Kazumi does come into the game here as a single target DPS, it is going to be very, very scary to go ahead and skip this character. Not only is she just insanely good, but she was one of the first characters, if not the first character, to crit on her highlight. Now granted, since we have Justine and Caroline, I mean, like, she missed that first appearance of being the crit queen on global, which is a little bit saddening, but she still is one of the best single target DPSs when it does come down to what's coming out on global. So either way, this is immediately something that's coming after Howler, making, if you're going for Howler for Mont, is going to be a little bit scarier. And just to put the icing on the cake, we didn't have Windvast afterwards, so it makes everything even harder, especially when you're thinking about the gem count that you're going to end up needing for these said characters. But all in all, it's honestly up to you guys, but this was just one of the main questions that I kept hearing, especially when it came down to Mont. Should you end up getting her? Should you end up not? I say if you're going for Mont and you really want to go ahead and get the most out of her kit, Howler is going to be a good investment. Though if you're a person who's just overall just going for anything else, I would say you can kind of skip this character. Granted, if you're like me and you're just trying to make sure you have something on your global account that's pretty decent at debuffing, I might pull her because then that covers me not only for the single target debuffs, but also in an AoE debuff fashion. So I mean, I have a little bit of the best of both worlds built into this one character, further making her investment a little bit more worth it. Now the last thing that I do need to say to you guys is you don't need dupes for this character, okay? You don't need any dupes. You honestly can stick with the 4-star, which is insanely good too with her. So I mean, like, the 5-star, as nice as it is, you can really just max out a 4-star weapon and be on your day. Really cool, and it's actually a plus when it does come down to this character. So she's not like heavy investment heavy, especially when it does come down to that. So good thing about that, it's awesome. But thank you guys for watching this video, and if you did like it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot to me here, and you guys are going to see a lot of pre-recorded functions because, man, I gotta start like judging what's it called, live stream schedules, which should be out on Monday. I'm pretty positive future me will get that out on Monday for you guys. And then also we're gonna have a lot more things when it does come down to how many videos we're able to do in preparation for 7 Deadly Sins Origin. So till then, everybody, thank you for watching. Peace on out.